Good morning. It's Tuesday morning. It's a beautiful day in Fairfield. Our bi-weekly podcast every Tuesday and Friday morning at 8:30. I'm Mark Turner. That's Claire Vaughn. Sarah Turner has joined us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Now, March is National Athletic Trainers Month.
Yes, it is. We celebrate the whole month of March because we're always at games, so we're going to take a whole month.
It's like your birthday. You know,
Yes.
you always have to celebrate the whole month.
Yeah, and I actually do. You can ask Weeze that. God bless him.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So, National Athletic Training Month, the month of March. So, I'm so glad that they actually have a month that recognizes all you do, because I don't know if you remember our conversation when I first started Mule Nation, and you're like, how are you liking it? Like, how are you adjusting to the games all the time, you know? And I had no idea what went into being an athletic trainer, being a coach, being a parent of athletes. Like,
it's a lot.
You're at the gym, and you and Weeze are at the gym all the time, or at games.
We have a lot of date nights.
Yeah.
They are the only two people I know that are actually at more games than I am.
Yeah, right?
Than we are, rather. I'm sorry.
I've always wanted to go through and try to figure out how many, but I'm in my 12th year. I don't want to go back and look at it at this point.
The amount of time you'll spend trying to figure that up will be absurd. But
yes.
It's so fun though, and I love that you and Weeze get to do that together, because that is a hard life. Like, if you were doing that and he wasn't a part of it, you know, you're gone a lot of nights and weekend games and stuff like that. So it kind of works out.
We're a pretty good team.
And a personal story, right? You guys got engaged on
we did,
in the train yard.
Actually, I think it's March 26th, because I actually found it on my Instagram the other day. So I actually came and covered a game when I was at Lawrenceville down here.
Okay.
And that's when I met Weeze.
Oh.
And he was a jerk.
Love at first sight, right?
I don't know about that. It was March Madness, and I was listening to a Duke game. And if anyone knows, Weeze is a big UNC fan. So he told me that Duke sucks, and so did their fans, and strutted off.
Who is this guy? Yeah.
And then
he grows on you.
Yeah, he definitely grew on me. So we had a few more track meets and softball games, and then the rest is kind of history. So
yes. How long have you guys been married now?
It'll be 6 years in May.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, does it seem
not,
like
no?
June will be 10 years that we've actually been together. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the years just go by so fast.
Yes, absolutely.
I was gonna be like 2, you know what I mean? Like, it does not seem like that long at all.
It definitely goes fast. The more fun you have.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like the older we get, right? Like, I just feel like
she's looking at me. The older we get,
no, because I knew
I focus right on me.
I knew as soon as I said it, he's gonna be like, "Oh, you're making fun of my age."
It's okay.
And that's okay. Mark. I can live with it.
But I swear, like, I'm 37 now, and it's, you know, when you're younger, you just have all the time in the world, and like sometimes the days go.
Yeah,
so
it seems
slow,
like when I first started, like, you know, that 9 weeks of regular season football, like, just drug on. And now it's like, oh, okay, it's the first week of practice, and then boom, it's week 9.
Right.
And I'm like, where did the last 10 weeks go?
Yeah. And you're so involved in it. And so it's not just the games, right? You're there helping with like training throughout the week too, right?
Yeah, so kind of like what my day today looks like. I'm at the high school most days by 10 o'clock. So, and I see kids in like their study halls or their weight trainings or their PEs. And that's when I do all my evaluations. We do our treatments, our rehab. So at 3 o'clock, my coaches know exactly who's ready to go, who's limited, or who's not doing anything.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of kids during practice too, whether that's rehab or just trying to get them conditioned and ready to go for our next game. So, and then it's practices, games, whatever. So a lot of times it's a 10 to 9. You know,
you're right.
Some days it's short. Like yesterday was a shorter day because we didn't have a game. So it's
Thankfully.
yeah. We don't like to freeze.
It was a little cold. Yeah,
especially during baseball season.
Yes.
Football season, I can understand that a little bit, but not during baseball season.
Yeah. You figure out how to layer pretty quickly.
Yes. For sure.
So.
Well, that's awesome that you are so involved, and like I've seen just recently being back involved with athletics at the high school, like Jay Snyder.
Yep.
Seeing
Yeah.
him help, or you help him rehab and get back in there and
Yep.
be able to play. And now he's signed
Yeah.
with a college
And
to,
Luttrell too.
Yes,
And,
yeah.
I don't know what I did, but God tested me there a little bit with those two.
I was going to say.
God love them.
You handled one. Can you handle both?
Exactly.
Let's see.
Exactly.
No.
And that's, kind of my story starting out. When I was in high school, I grew up on a farm, but I knew agriculture was not what I wanted to do.
Right.
I don't have a green thumb. Working for my dad is sometimes a little challenging sometimes. So, but I was always super interested in biology, physiology, and the medical field. And I thought nursing was where I wanted to be.
Right.
And I went and job shadowed, and I was like, nope, this is not for me by any means. And it was actually my guidance counselor that was like, well, you really like coaching. And I had gotten into, junior pro little girls basketball at that time. And she's like, you really like healthcare, you ought to check out, sports medicine and athletic training. And it was just kind of all, downhill from there. And I ended up at SIU Carbondale, and we were part of the last AT class down there. So, unfortunately,
Oh, I didn't know that ended. Yeah.
Yeah, back in 2012, and then kind of just walked into a couple jobs, part-time PRN with Richland Memorial Hospital out of Onley, and then Wabash General out of Mount Carmel. And then Mount Carmel's program has it's grown so much. So a year later, they're like, do you want to be full time? So I've been with Wabash since I literally graduated.
Oh my gosh!
So,
how amazing!
Yeah.
And you guys
We have a very
the whole
large
program covers a lot of Southern Illinois.
So most of your southeastern region. So we have 16 total schools. We have 13 high schools that range from Lawrenceville clear over to Louisville, down to Wayne City, across Highway 15 down to Carmi, and then up to Carmi, and then 3 junior colleges. So Wabash Valley, Frontier, and Olney Central. So we serve over 2,000 athletes in our area, which seems crazy because when I started in 2012, I was one of 3 athletic trainers and we had 4 schools.
Oh my gosh!
So seeing the growth, not only with our athletic training program, but even like our ortho program. Like when I first started, it was mainly Dr. Fulop, and now we've added several other providers and other services. So it's really neat to see that growth. I mean, literally over 10 years.
Yeah, that's amazing. And
Yeah.
it's so great to be a part of that,
Yes,
for
absolutely.
real.
I like to build things. I keep joking we're building the AT empire in Southern Illinois.
You're doing a great job. You really are. Like, I think you've brought so much awareness to the AT program and just the importance of, I just remember like rub some dirt on it or play through it.
Well,
and not
I-
that you baby them or anything,
Right.
but like you really check them out, make sure they're okay, evaluate
And I didn't have
them.
an athletic trainer when I was in high school, and I suffered a knee injury going into my junior year, and I
Oh,
couldn't play my
wow.
junior year. And I really think had we had an athletic trainer, I think that would have been diagnosed a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I definitely would have rehabbed better,
Mhm.
and probably wouldn't have missed my entire junior year.
Yeah.
So
that gives you the heartfelt reason
Right,
to like do what
absolutely.
you do, and you love the athletes. Like you
Yeah.
can see
yeah,
your
you're my Rugrats.
Yeah, you can see your love for them. What's your saying for them?
Make good choices and don't be a jackwagon.
I love that. I'm probably gonna tell my kids that
Yeah.
as well.
It-
but
it
it's
works,
good. Yeah.
so.
Don't be a jackwagon.
And it's fun because I'll see athletes that I had my first couple years and they still remember that. And
Aw,
so
that's
it's neat.
great.
It's neat the connections that you can make as an athletic trainer. I mean,
Yeah.
that goes so far beyond just athletics.
And,
Yeah.
and you've had several athletes that you've trained and treated that have gone on to be interns for you. And,
Yeah. So in the summers, I run our Strong Her program. It's an ACL preventative program. When I was in high school, we were sort of in the weight room, but not a lot. And Fairfield is really lucky that we have weight training as a class that you can take. That's a
Right.
game changer for our athletes and just as health and wellness overall. And so a lot of my athletes, especially my female athletes, they have came back and helped me with that. A lot of them are now, at a university or a college pursuing some sort of healthcare profession as well, PT. I've got some doing AT, nursing. I mean, we need healthcare providers across the board. So it's neat to see that, see those athletes give back after they've been with me for so long.
That is awesome. Sorry. So FYI, guys, I forgot to change our thing from private to public. So it is public now. So you may have to go back and watch the first 10 minutes or so. I apologize for that. We had a after dark session with Bo on Friday night, and yeah, I did it private. He didn't want to go live. He was a little nervous to go live. So we did it private, and I think we're going to have to reshoot it and everything else. But anyways, we should be good now. One other thing I was going to talk about was I was thinking back to fall sports, to football, and how hot it was. Was it this year? Or
Yeah,
was
that
it
was
okay?
week 1.
Yeah.
So we had a pretty mild summer, and we do a lot of stuff outside in the summer. I mean, just with this, you know, the number of kids that we have, we can't be inside for anything.
Yeah.
So that acclimation happens all through, you know, the summer, and then when we start the first official practice, we go through the IHSA acclimation program. And again, it was really mild, nothing super crazy, and then just a heat wave just hit super hard.
Yeah.
And it was really neat to kind of see the IHSA, the Sports Medicine Advisory Committee, the IATA, and all of our athletic trainers in the state really put this out there to people, like, this is going to be dangerous this week, and these are the
Right.
precautions that we need to take. That was probably one of the toughest football games I've ever worked myself. And just preparing my own body was crazy while trying to get 60 kids' bodies prepared as much as possible.
Because that's not something you just drink water the day of
No,
or Gatorade
no.
the day of.
You know,
Like,
and
you
just
have
working
to
with
prep.
Coach Townsend, you know, with practices and, you know, how are we going to try to prepare for this? And a lot of people think I just take care of the kids on the field. I mean, I've got officials, sometimes that are not super healthy either. I've got my coaches.
Right.
And then we got to think about the people in the stands. Like, we had cold tubs back behind the bleachers ready to roll in case anyone suffered, you know, heat exhaustion or heat
And
stroke.
I think there was one.
Yeah, there
I
was.
do remember one happening.
So, I hope we never do that again.
I know, that was awful.
Yeah,
And I
so-
really did appreciate it, just as a fan, seeing how prepared and seeing, you know, practice times change and
Yes.
things like that. Like, we're making adjustments because it's not safe for our
Right.
kids.
Yeah, even
Right.
You
started
know.
the game later.
Yes.
Even,
Yep, we
went
started
back
at
an
8.
hour. I think.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing with, like, prevention. It's not that we're trying to make kids soft or anything like that, but,
Right.
you know, you're looking at 8 more weeks of football. So
Yeah.
there's no point in pushing someone to their limits week 1 and then trying to recover that body for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
And as competitive as we are as a football team and as important as our program is, you know, they have a whole life to live after this as
exactly.
well. So
Yeah.
there's
no one's going to the NFL from Fairfield.
I mean,
Sorry,
you
guys.
you never know, but let's just, you know, take some precautions just in
we
case.
need to grow them a little bigger. So.
Eat some more potatoes, boys.
Yeah.
Come on, farm
So-
fed, right?
And that's, you know, one of the domains of athletic training is preventative care. Like, if I can prevent something, that's what I'm
Right.
going to do.
That's the
why
goal.
we have the Stronger program. That's why we have acclimation programs in place.
Yeah.
That's why if you come into my room, I would say probably 50% of my patients are probably doing more maintenance than, like, preventative care, because I'd rather keep you out there. I don't want you to have to hang out with me.
Right. As much as I love you,
Yeah.
I don't.
It's less work for you in the long run,
Exactly,
too.
Yeah.
exactly. And then when our kids graduate, I love when kids are like, oh yeah, like I tweaked my back like I did in high school, but I remember those stretches you gave me and that really helped.
That's great.
So trying to teach them lifelong lessons, how to take care of their bodies,
Yeah.
you know, from start to finish is huge too.
That's awesome. I had to do some, what's it called? Post, like after you have an injury, what'd you say it was called? Rehab or, yeah.
Physical therapy.
Physical therapy, yes.
Yeah.
I had to do some of that after I had a fall, and it was like a concussion.
Yeah.
I hit my head.
Yeah.
And it was crazy to me. I mean, I'd go in there and like get massages, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, is your neck tight? And, but I learned, my kid is here. You can hear him stomping upstairs. I learned all sorts of different things, and it was so beneficial to me. And that was, you know, I'm 37. That's something I don't ever remember doing in my injuries as a kid, or, you know, it's like
And
you get your
concussion-
bone healed and you're
Right.
good to go.
Yeah, they
you
just
know,
throw you back out there.
Yeah.
Concussion care has came so far too.
Yeah.
So like I was cleaning out my office because I'm a pack rat. I keep everything this past summer, and I found some old like concussion like sideline cards, and they were probably from 2013, 2014. So just in the 10 years there, like concussion care has evolved like so much. And if you watch one of my concussion evaluations, they're about 45 minutes now.
Wow.
Because I mean, we're checking cognitive, we're checking your vestibular, ocular, what does your eyes look like, your cranial nerves, are they okay? And then now there's this whole sector of like concussion rehab on top of it.
Wow.
So, and we're definitely finding that kids have much better outcomes instead of just putting them in a dark room for 3 days and then being like, okay, we're just going to slowly increase activity.
Right.
So it's really neat to, again, see how things change, how protocols have changed so much.
Yeah.
So just for the benefit, you know, of our athletes as they grow. I mean, concussions are such a huge thing in the media right now with the NFL.
That's what I was
going
to say.
So
it's definitely brought a lot more light to, you know, the situations. And I remember like when I was in high school, kind of like what you said, you get a concussion, you sit out a couple games or, you know, but that was what I couldn't get released from was you said like the eyes, you know, like I couldn't follow the pencil or whatever. It kind of kept going a little, I just I lost focus on it, you know. And it was like, I feel fine. I seem fine, right? But I couldn't pass that test. And so I had to kind of keep going. But it's amazing how far we've came, even like you said, in 10 years and 25 years. And hopefully it just keeps improving. But, you know, I'm thankful for people like you that are going to take good care of our kids and make sure they're, you know, okay to get back out on the field or whatever. I have 2 little boys who like... It's, you know, WWE in my house all the time, and they're 6 and 4. So I don't know how I'm going to have a house.
You're just getting them ready for high school.
Listen, by the time they're 16 and 14, like, I just don't expect us to have any furniture still intact. Like, it's going to be like a broken couch, a broken table. But yeah, they're fun. They are fun. At least there's no drama with boys, right?
Yeah, most of the time.
They get over it pretty quick.
Yeah.
So that is good. All right, I know you said how many athletic trainers you guys have at Wabash General, but...
So I'm one of 11.
One of 11.
And we're actually looking to fill 3 more positions.
Oh my gosh.
So it's really neat, again, that I started as one of 3, and we could potentially have up to 15, you know, this upcoming year. But then we also started a strength and conditioning program where we contract out to schools. And I have 3 strength and conditioning coaches as well on staff, and we've got more schools. So potentially my staff could evolve into 20 to 25 this fall, which is just insane to think about.
Yeah,
so,
that's awesome. What all areas or schools do you cover? Like, and what sports? Like, are you at every sport? Or?
So all of our athletic trainers, they cover all home game competitions, and then most of them always travel with varsity football just because of the intensity of that.
Right.
Unfortunately, with JV and freshmen, we usually have home events going on that we can't leave to do that. So, and most of my athletic trainers, they set their own schedules. It's based on what their school schedules are like, how their weight trainings or study halls or activity periods are set up. I don't micromanage that. I don't got time to do that by any means.
I feel that,
And so our territory basically is from Highway 50 over to Louisville and then down to Wayne City, across Highway 15 and then Carmi and then Mount Carmel.
Wow.
So it's a really large area, and I mean, and there's schools that would love to contract with us, but it's just there's a little bit of an AT shortage right now.
Right.
In the midst of the pandemic, the degree changed from a bachelor's to a master's. So
I was going to ask
that was a little rough.
Yeah.
And then just with the pandemic and no sports, a lot of ATs actually left the profession and went to something else. And because a lot of them were laid off, thankfully Wabash General, like we screened. I worked in dietary for a solid 4 months.
Where can I fit?
Yeah,
where can I work?
I had so much fun with those ladies.
That's
I
awesome.
can sling a salad pretty good now. So within that, a lot of our programs within Illinois cut their programs. So we went basically, you know, we lost 50% of our programs. And then it took a while for them to get those cohorts through and graduated.
Yeah.
So this is the first year that all programs are graduating at 100%.
Wow.
So, but they're small cohorts. We're going to keep growing.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
Yeah.
So
hopefully the end is near, you know, like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep.
So what happened when you got your degree, you just had to have a bachelor's, and then they changed it to a master's. So were you guys grandfathered in? That's nice.
Yep. I would eventually like to get my master's, but I want
when you have time.
Right. I don't want it necessarily in athletic training. I want it like an MBA or like healthcare administration.
Well, and that's a smart decision with your degree because that will provide, other opportunities possibly. So. Right. Very cool. So every athletic trainer has a home base then. So you're Fairfield's home base, and then the other schools you
most
cover.
of all of our football schools are full time, just because those are usually our bigger schools.
Yeah.
High contact collision always takes precedent over anything else. Unfortunately, sorry other sports.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, that was our question last week when we had to reschedule. The question was like, what sport do you think is the most dangerous or could inflict the most injuries?
Yeah.
And so football is definitely
football and wrestling, and then soccer.
Okay.
Is kind of our top 3 as far as like they take precedent over anything else.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But they have their home base. That's where they work daily. That's where they report daily. And then, we go to Mount Carmel every now and then for meetings or continuing ed.
Right. Very cool. Let's see. What other questions do I have? Do you have any questions, Mark?
I'm trying to think.
Well, while we're thinking, do you want to go ahead and move into weather?
We can do that.
Yeah.
We can
and
do
we'll
that.
come back after.
Well, hopefully the cold's over.
Oh my gosh.
Yesterday was just brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, and it, 3 months ago, we would have said,
That's warm.
Yeah.
"Oh, man, it's nice out."
For
no,
real.
no, not after we've had the warm weather. Yesterday was just brutal, but today is going to be better. High of 60 today with sunshine. Tomorrow, 57, 49 on Thursday, maybe some rain on Friday, and then 50s into the 60s next week. So.
Not horrible.
Not horrible. I can live with it.
I feel like
it's springtime weather.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like the groundhog lied. I feel like it hasn't been very springy. He gave us like a little hope there at first, and then it's been like...
Maybe he got fooled.
Well, that's what we were real mild there for a little bit, and I'm like, April's going to be so cold.
I just hope that it's not rainy in the beginning of April, especially when this solar eclipse is happening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I guess people have started looking ahead at the forecast, and it's showing like a cloud cover, of course. Shoot. Yeah, so
speaking of the eclipse, one thing, that we're preparing for, so most of our high schools, they're out of school that day, and most of all games, practices are, they've been moved. But one thing that we've really talked with our junior colleges, because they'll still probably have practice, more than likely, is, our emergency action plans. So if we're inundated with people, one, can you call out, or are you going to be jammed?
Right.
Can the ambulance or emergency personnel be able to get to you? So we've been working with areas, cities and hospitals, and like, can this happen?
Right.
Type thing.
It really is a fear that we have to have. Like you said, the phone lines, we go to travel to games, and there's times our Wi-Fi, like if we have to use a hotspot that runs on a phone network, if we have to use that, sometimes it won't work because you're in a gym and everyone else is on that same network.
Yeah.
And that's not 100,000 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We found that out at Pinckneyville.
Oh, really?
For the volleyball sectional this year.
That's kind of odd. I wouldn't think down there.
Because we were on their Wi-Fi, and it just kept cutting out. Well, for the first game. Now, the second game we were down there, Pinckneyville wasn't playing.
Gotcha.
So everything was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so jammed up for the first game down at Pinckneyville that the scoreboard was having issues.
Oh, wow. I did not notice that.
Yeah.
When I was there.
That's crazy.
I think I was just so, glued in.
Right. I was going to say, you had a different focus other than our Wi-Fi issues.
So we definitely prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Yeah.
I mean, is the best way we put it. We're the jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, right. That's funny. Well, so if they're going to practice that day, are they going to try to do it early, or they?
That's what we have suggested. Try to be in that 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. range. So you can get kids home or get them wherever they need to go.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, that's definitely a fear. Like we think back to 2017 when it wasn't even here. It wasn't even totality here, but people were just
crazy.
trying to avoid the backed up traffic on the interstate, you know, and they were going through Fairfield to
I
get
do
to Mount
remember
Vernon.
that.
And that's the high school area, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so, yeah, it's...
I plan on just chilling on my back patio.
Right? We're having a wedding. We're having a wedding.
Oh, yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It'll be fun, but at least we'll be out of town and, you know...
Yeah.
Hopefully don't have to drive anywhere. I don't know what my kids will eat that day if we can't go to McDonald's, but I'll figure something out.
DoorDash.
Yeah, right. That DoorDash delivery driver will hate me. Took me 4 hours to get here, ma'am.
We had an issue like that down in Cincinnati last year for the Jimmy Buffett concert.
Oh, yeah.
We called an Uber driver, you know, and we thought, oh, yeah, he'll just take us right up to the gate, no problem. Oh, no. There was a backlog of, because you got to get off the interstate onto a 2-lane road, then you go to the concert venue. We left 3 hours early for the concert. We got there a half hour late.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, my
It was terrible. We only had to go 10 miles. I mean, I can just imagine what it's going to be like with the eclipse.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely staying on my back patio.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving that day.
I'm not leaving. I'm already stocking the fridge. You know, I do have my wagon full of toilet paper. I'm going to be tromping around town.
What is it?
Selling my toilet paper.
There you go. Toilet paper and solar eclipse glasses.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Make some money.
And crackers with peanut butter.
Oh, okay.
Because people would get hungry.
Just in case.
Yep.
Yeah, just in
You'll
case
make a
you're
fortune.
hungry.
What's that?
Mark's going to quit Mule Nation.
The
He's got
remake-
rich off of his wagon.
The remake of The Longest Yard. Remember
Yeah.
that? Cheeseburger Eddie?
Yes.
I'm gonna have a whole bunch of McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Oh,
It's
my
actually a
Lord.
brilliant idea. Not going to lie. Be sure and get your permit, though, so you can sell.
That's my $1 million idea.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Looking for investors now. Because I want more than one wagon.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
You got to have like a crew of wagons.
I
That's
tell you
right.
what, Latrell can sell pretty well. So
Yeah.
you might put him out there. He's a pretty good salesman.
Sell ice to an Eskimo. Oh, that's awesome. I saw Jay out at La Fuente. He said
Yeah.
it was just like his first week
I,
or something
No,
out
I didn't know that
there.
he was working out
Yeah.
there. I knew he was looking for a job.
Yep.
I saw those guys, Coach and Jay and Latrell and Trent Mason
Oh,
and
yeah.
Bronson Riley. They came out to the
Yeah.
grand opening.
Yes.
The ribbon cutting
Oh,
of
good.
the SIPCA.
Yeah.
What is it? It's not SIPCA. It's Christopher
Christopher
Rural
Rural
Health.
Health,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So they came out, so they dedicated that waiting room to Dr. Jones,
Yeah.
who has been a part of the Mules
Yeah.
program, I think, since 1990.
Wow.
Sorry, Doc Jones.
Yeah, we're
Showing your age there.
Sharing your age here.
So, and I work really close with him too. A lot
Yeah.
of people think, oh, okay, she only works for Wabash, so
Mm-hmm.
she only works with Wabash providers, and that's totally not
Yeah.
what happens. I can't force you to go to Wabash.
Right.
It's illegal.
right.
So you get a choice in your health care. So, and because Dr. Jones is everyone's pediatrician,
Yeah.
you know, we work really close, you know, especially with our general medical conditions. And he definitely enjoys the sports med aspect too.
Yeah.
So I think he enjoys his popcorn on the sidelines. So
It's just a little perk, you
yeah,
know?
just a little perk for Doc Jones. So, and he's been a really good mentor for me. Like I've learned a lot
good.
from him. So he's a good man.
Good. Yeah, that's really awesome that they dedicated the waiting
Yes.
room
Yep.
to him. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Because he has dedicated a lot of his
Yes.
time.
I mean, that man picks up his phone anytime I call.
Oh,
so
God love
if I
him.
need something. So, and I know he does a lot for parents around town the
Yeah.
same way. So,
Definitely.
mm-hmm.
Well, let's go into our recap of local sports for the week. We didn't have a whole lot last week. Bobcats baseball versus Olive Harvey was supposed to be 2 doubleheaders, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. They ended up doing 2 9-inning games on Saturday, and Bobcats won both games against Olive Harvey. Final score for game 1 was 9-1, and the second game was 16-1. So we had Ken Odie on the call for that one, and Bob Ellis. So thank you guys for that. And then Mark and Alec, right?
Yeah.
What
Saturday.
covered FCHS baseball versus Mount Carmel, which had a 1 p.m. start. And they're 2-1 now in the season.
Yeah. It was,
That was a good win for him.
Yeah.
That was a good win. I mean, because they had beaten Newton just earlier in the week.
Mount Carmel had.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and Mules ended up winning 14-13.
I don't know what it is, but when I go and do a game, it's pins and needles.
Oh, really?
I mean, I did that softball game down in Grayville. I mean, it was
Yeah.
back and forth. All of a sudden, but I mean, the Mules, they were up 11-2.
Yeah.
Mount Carmel came back,
Wow.
got within one,
Wow.
made it 11-10. Mules scored 4 to make it 14-10. And then in the top of the 7th inning, Mount Carmel scores 3.
Oh, my God.
Make it 14-13.
Yeah.
And then they got a guy on third base
Oh, no.
for the final out. And,
Oh,
they made
yeah,
it
that's
interesting,
I was
that's
going
for
to
sure.
say, I didn't get to watch them. We went over to Top Golf, the new Top Golf in St. Louis. So
yeah.
sometimes I just need mental health days.
how was Top Golf?
It was great.
I mean, what do I gotta take my clubs because I'm
You
going
don't
this
have
weekend.
to. You don't have to. You can. People do, but they have clubs there too. They have men's set and women's set for you to use, and all the kind you want. And there's different games you can play if you want to just do longest yard, or there's little targets you can hit. But yeah, I hit a 107-yard
There you go.
ball, and it was the longest ball. And it was straight, and I'm like, why can't I do that every single
Yeah,
time?
golf is not my thing. I'm a really good caddy.
See, I enjoy it. I'm not a competitive person, though, so I
Yeah.
think that's why I enjoy it, because it doesn't frustrate me if
Yeah.
I'm, like, just horrible. And we always scramble.
Oh, it
so I always
frustrates
get to
me.
take Noah's
Yeah.
ball. You know what I mean? Like,
I am.
see, you're competitive, though.
It
And
frustrates me all the
I just
time.
hope everyone
Yeah.
wins and everyone has
Yeah.
a good time,
Weeze is always like, oh, I had a terrible day. And I'm like, okay, but you're first in men's league. Like,
Yeah.
It's okay.
Right.
You and
You're
Coach
obviously
Mac.
not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
And he's got Mac on
Yeah.
his team, so that helps.
Yeah.
That helps. Yeah, that's so fun that they have the men's league. They're
Yeah.
doing the one at Divot, right?
yeah, I don't think Brian and them got in on that one.
Oh,
But
okay.
I know some did.
Yeah.
So.
They have it out at the golf course too. But yeah, I know the winter league, or I guess early spring league, they're having out there. So that's super fun. I love that new business offering that we have in town. Okay, upcoming broadcast this week. Today, we have Bobcats baseball versus Vincennes. Tomorrow, we have FCHS baseball and softball versus Waltonville at home. On the 21st, our first tennis match of the season.
Yeah.
We got tennis versus Mount Carmel. And then on the 22nd, baseball at T-Town.
If we get it in. 'Cause
If we get it in.
There's a chance of rain on Friday. So.
Okay. And then Saturday we have Bobcats baseball versus Olney Central and softball versus Kaskaskia. So you can find those broadcasts on Mule Nation or Bobcat Nation on YouTube. Upcoming local events. I think I got these all loaded. I was doing it really quickly before the broadcast because I love to be last minute. Quickly, we have...
So you are competitive because you put pressure on yourself to get
You know,
done.
I do kind of enjoy, I work well under pressure. CG Reeser is also a great example of that. I think she taught me well. We got Fairfield Summer Baseball sign up. So that is for ages 4 years through 15 years. First sign up is on Saturday, March 23rd from 12 to 3. And that is at the maintenance building. So be sure and get your kids signed up. I think they sent out flyers to all the students in the local schools. So anywho, be sure and sign up for that. We have also on Saturday, Dylan Wolf, local musician, will be playing out at JW Saloon starting at 8 p.m. I'm going to change this really fast. But yeah, go out to JW Saloon and check him out. It's an acoustic concert, so it will be small, but it'll be a lot of fun. Little Texas is coming to the Wayne County Fairgrounds on April 5th, 2024. Tickets are on sale now for that. You can find out more on Solar Eclipse Fairfield 2024.com. Bo Tatum and the Dirt Devils will be the opener for that. Gates are opening at 6. Show starts at 6:30. We also have the Spring Market coming up on Saturday, April 6th. That is Blessed Blooms, our new business of the year. They always have a very successful market. So go out and check that out and get you some local goodies. I know they usually have homemade bread, and Lois with Desires of Your
There's
Hearts is there.
a local company that provides fresh meat.
Oh, really?
yeah,
They go? Greenfield?
I don't think it's Greenfield.
Or what is it, on the way to Wayne City? Or on the way to Albion? I always say the wrong town.
Great House?
Great House,
It-
Grazing Acres,
It
yes.
might have been.
I
I'm
think
not
that-
sure, but we bought
I think
some
that's it.
hamburger and things like that
Yeah.
last year.
They're delicious. They've got good, and I think they have like produce and
Oh, yeah.
it's a very like farm to
Baked
table type
goods
stuff. And I think they even breed some Aussies. They have Aussie puppies for sale sometimes. I almost got one, but we ended up with a little corgi instead.
Oh, boy.
He's a cutie. Luckily, because he's a turd, but oh man. Okay, birthdays. Yesterday, March 18th, happy birthday to Brad August, Cheryl Holmes, Rob Ward, and Justin McKnight. Happy birthday today to Blythe Belangi. You'll probably see him out running around,
Yep.
even though it's freezing. Happy birthday, Blythe. Cheryl Bartley, Christy Pierce, and Danica Murray. Happy birthday tomorrow, March 20th, to Aiden Wells, Elijah Wells, Nicole Simpson, our neighbor over at Farmer's Daughter, and Amy Simpson Dimmerett. On the 21st, happy birthday to John Reynolds, Shauna Williams, and Super Cat Todd Bailey. Happy birthday on the 22nd to Shannon Paul Vaughn, Carissa Worstel, and Kendall Green. Happy birthday this Saturday, March 23rd, Angela Hodges Vaughn, Barbara Etheridge, and Brad Sheridan. And on Sunday, March 24th, happy birthday Dylan Vaughn, Terry Werner Jr., and Kurt Simpson. Happy birthday, guys. If you have birthdays or anniversaries, feel free to message us on Facebook or send them to rjontheair at raylanjames.com. Question of the day.
Question of the day.
What is your favorite sport to watch? We were originally going to do high school sport, FCHS
Yeah.
high school sport. We thought let's leave it a little broader.
Yeah.
Because I think it varies what sport I like to watch best based on what level it's at. I love high school football and high school volleyball. Fall sports are my jam to watch for sure. But then get into college, I love basketball.
Yeah.
You know, March Madness season, let's go.
Starts tonight.
Yes, I
Yep.
know. I'm so excited. And
Yes.
so hopefully the marriage survives
yeah. Yeah.
another basketball season. Yeah.
We'll see.
I love that though. I love the competitiveness between
Yeah.
you two with
Yeah.
your team.
I'm not
so.
as like diehard Duke fan much anymore, just because I watch so much sports. Like when I go home, I'm like, I just want to
don't-
watch trash TV.
Yes, give me that reality
Yeah,
TV
exactly.
stuff that people will judge me
So,
for watching.
But
yeah.
definitely atmosphere. I mean,
Yeah.
Friday Night Lights, there's nothing like it.
No, there's
I mean,
not.
there's nothing, but I don't understand football as well. Like, I know
Yeah.
our 36 to 47 power, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only two plays I know.
You know two
Sorry,
more
Coach
than
Townsend.
me. Yeah, I was gonna say, you know two more than
and,
me.
and it's funny because kids will come up and they'll be like, "Hey, what was that call?" I'm like, "I don't know," and I just throw out words, and they're like,
No.
That was two defensive calls, or that was an offensive call and a defensive call." But because I played basketball, I enjoyed watching it because I know what's going on.
Right.
I can scout it, but basketball season's very long. It's very long.
It is, yeah.
So
It is long. I love the squeaking of the floor on the
Yeah.
for basketball.
Yeah.
Though. I love that sound. Oh man, what about you, Mark? What's your favorite?
High school for me, football.
Yeah.
You know, when you get into college, it's college basketball.
Yeah.
You know, I love
now,
watching
I will say, like,
the March
college
Madness,
softball,
so-
that has really grown on me since
Yeah.
I started covering the Bobcats.
Yes, same
So-
here.
They are fun to watch.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
Yeah.
they are power hitters and
Yeah.
like just such a fast-paced game.
Well, and I didn't I never played softball, so I didn't
Same.
realize like the strategy
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
portion of it either. So it's just I like how fast paced it
Me
is.
too. Were you there for the triple play?
The triple play.
They had Bobcat softball had a triple play.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I had to
It
think.
was
I'm
kind
like,
of
what
like-
game was that?
It was kind of like a melodramatic triple play
Yeah.
too, because it was like, wait, the play's still happening?
Yep.
Now that girl's
Yep.
out on second, you know. And even Double D was calling it, and he's like, triple play? Like question mark? You know? I was cracking up, but yeah, they have good strategy, and they are
Yeah.
a lot of fun to watch. Okay, what else? What about like pro? What do you guys like to watch pro sports?
I mean, I like the NFL.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
NFL.
So I enjoy going to hockey games, but I don't know what's going on by any means. So.
Somebody asked me one time, they asked me about hockey, and I said, well, if you watch it, it's kind of similar to basketball.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Defensively, because you're constantly in motion. You can see, where they play a zone every once in a while, and then, so that's about the only thing I can.
Yeah.
Hockey is fun to watch pro.
Oh,
I like going
hockey
to
is
hockey
fun to
games.
watch.
Yeah.
And then Weez and I, we've been to like some U.S. men's like national soccer team
Oh, my
games,
God.
and those, oh my God,
Yeah.
just
Those are-
the people watching
Yeah.
is probably my favorite.
I love watching soccer.
Yeah.
I
love when the World Cup comes around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I wish that was a sport we had more in this area, and I think it is gaining popularity. So maybe that's something in the future, that we can get more of around here.
Soccer's one of those programs. You always hear people talking about, well, it's so much money to start a program.
Yeah.
Soccer's one of those programs that is pretty inexpensive to start.
Have a field and.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
good.
you can do it on your football field.
Yeah.
You invest in a couple of goals, a bag of soccer balls, and
You're good to go.
a pair of shorts and a T-shirt. And you're ready to play.
Mark, talk with me before you try to start a business. I'm going to go over all the additional costs that fall into that.
He'll
I
just show
wasn't
up
talking
with his
about
wagon
me
and his
starting a
I'm
business.
ready. Yeah, I'm ready with my cheeseburgers. That's going to cover the cost of shorts and T-shirts, the soccer balls.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's great. All right. Comments on our question of the day. Kennedy, football, and more football.
Yeah.
Timmy C says, give me basketball for $500, RJ.
Yeah, he can take his UK and go somewhere else.
Right. Kayla Warren likes softball and baseball. Mark Wells says baseball, volleyball, softball. I like it, just all the sports. Dina Stout and Mikhail both said volleyball, which I can believe. Ashley Rutherford says football. Coach McHugh from Bobcats Baseball said, besides baseball, ? Or even including baseball at times. I'm a huge hockey fan. Nicole Mitchell says volleyball. Diana Vaughn, basketball. Sarah Wise says Mules, basketball or volleyball. Mick Denise McGuire says basketball. Judy Molinek says basketball. And Debbie Webb said basketball. So I'd say overall, basketball's a clear winner there. I did just get an update from Coach Ellis. They have moved Frontier softball game from Saturday, March 23rd to March 22nd, starting at 2. It will be 2 games against Kaskaskia.
So it's going to be Friday instead of Saturday.
Yeah,
Friday.
because we've got spring swing. We got a big softball tournament.
That's right, yeah.
So-
Okay. So I'm going to move this to Friday before I forget. And what time did you say it started at 2?
Yep.
Just quick little pause here, guys, because if we don't update it now, we will forget if you're anything like me. So I need to check with Bob and Latrell and see if they're still available. I don't think Latrell will be because he'll be in school unless we can get him a early out pass. We'll figure something out.
Get with Mr. Wells.
Yeah. All right. Trivia questions. What we got today, Mark? Spring sports are fun, aren't they?
Little Texas trivia.
I love it.
And
I love it.
let's see, there's some other country music trivia in there. Country music nicknames. So Little Texas and country music nicknames.
All right.
All right. Number 1, Little Texas did a cover of a Disney song from The Little Mermaid on an album called The Best Country Sings the Best of Disney. What was
Little
the song?
Mermaid song. I'm trying to even think.
All I know is Under the Sea.
Under the Sea. Yeah.
Kiss the Girl.
Kiss the Girl.
Okay. All right. Little Texas formed in 1988 in what city?
Nashville.
It is Nashville.
We actually looked that up the other day because we're doing
okay.
marketing for
Oh,
them.
okay.
I was like,
All right.
surely it's like somewhere in Texas, right?
Yeah.
No, Nashville.
All right. 3 of the band's original lineup began their musical career as a 1950s show band at this amusement park.
No idea.
It's no longer open.
Oh,
It's now a
Dolly
mall.
World.
It's now a mall.
Is that even
It's a mall?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Opryland.
Opryland. Ah. So that used to be an amusement park?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Opryland was an amusement
What
park.
year
for
did
years.
it-
Trivia is not my thing.
See,
What year did it change over? Not trying to call out your age or anything.
No,
but
no. I remember going to Opryland when I was in high school. So
Really?
it's been at least 20 years.
Okay.
30 years. Well, 35 years.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna say 20 years.
I'm
maybe,
like,
maybe longer.
we're at
no,
that.
because, no. It did. It was like 25 years ago. It switched
okay.
over to Opry Mills. Went from Opryland to Opry Mills.
Okay.
I have been there. I've been to the mall.
All right, 1993, Little Texas won a CMA award. For what?
God bless Texas.
No.
Mm.
Now, what award did they win?
Oh, they won a CMA award
Uh-huh.
for what?
Top Vocal Group of the Year.
Oh, see, I was thinking like for what song? Like
Yeah.
I'm like I don't know how to answer this question.
All right. Who's opening for Little Texas?
Bo Tatum and the Dirt Devils.
All right. What date is the show?
April 5th, 2024.
Okay.
Good job.
All right.
Get us some plugs in
Okay.
there.
Now,
Where are tickets available?
where are tickets available?
They're available at the Chamber in Fairfield, RJ on Main, Carnaby Square, and Save a Lot.
You can't get them at the door. Or can you?
We're not sure yet.
Okay.
It depends on how many we've sold, but right now we'd like for everyone to purchase online or stop by. There will be some available at All Star Package and Sisney as well. And yeah, then online solareclipsefairfield2024.com.
Okay. Now, country music nicknames.
Okay.
All right.
Are you a country fan?
Sort of.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know.
You grew up on
I
a farm.
think-
so
I
a
think
little
these would
bit.
be
Like I grew
easy.
up on Alabama, so.
Okay.
Okay, good.
This artist from Texas is known as Blank George.
Blank George. King George.
King George. Yep, there you go. The Man in Black.
Johnny Cash.
Okay. Bo Cephas.
Oh, Willie, or
Hank Williams.
Jr.
Junior. There you
yeah.
go. And The Gambler.
Kenny Rogers.
Okay.
Hey, we did good on those.
Pretty simple.
You know, one. I'll take one.
Normally it's me sitting there like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, that's great. All right. Well, we're a little early finishing up today. What else we got?
Well,
What else we got going on?
Got some celebrity birthdays.
All right, tell us.
Ursula Andress.
I have no idea who that is.
She was like the original Bond girl.
Okay.
She turns 88 today.
All right.
Glenn Close, the actress.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Bruce Willis has a birthday today.
Aw. Poor Bruce. I feel bad for him right now.
I know.
Going through it.
I have a story about Bruce Willis.
Oh, do you?
I actually was at the birth of their first child.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I was at the hospital. I was working down south. Bruce Willis was in Kentucky.
Okay.
And when Rumor Willis was born,
Yeah.
he was filming a movie down there. And Demi Moore had her child in Paducah.
Really?
At is it Lourdes Hospital?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway,
So you were in the hospital at the same time?
I was in the hospital waiting for the press conference to go because I was covering news at the
that's
time
funny.
Cool. Very cool.
down there. Let's see. Andy Reid,
Okay.
Chiefs
Yeah.
coach. He is 66 today.
So Andy Reid, I did not get to meet him, but last year at our national AT convention, we were in Indianapolis, and Rick Burkholder is the head athletic trainer for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and Andy Reid coded him.
Oh, that's
was really neat.
Really cool.
Yeah, Rick's a good dude.
That's
so,
very cool. Very
so,
cool. I do have a few more events that I forgot about. One is huge. We cannot miss it. Friday, starting at 11 a.m., the annual fish fry for the Fairfield Rural Fire
yeah,
Department.
You can't
Oh,
forget
yeah.
that.
Guys, don't
Yeah.
miss out. Like I said, starts at 11.
What date?
Friday,
This Friday.
the 22nd.
Okay, this
Yeah,
Friday.
11 a.m. and located at 109 Southeast 9th Street in Fairfield. I saw that last night and I was like, oh my gosh, how did I not know this? And then also, Bobcats Volleyball is doing a designer purse bingo, which I guess if you call it bingo, you don't have to have the bingo license.
Oh, okay.
I've noticed a lot of like chambers and
Okay.
school events.
I
and
was curious
stuff.
why it was named that. I haven't been able to talk to
It
Nixie
seems
yet.
like a really small, silly little loophole. Like, are we really getting away with it? But I know Northside PTO put one on, and theirs was bingo, and then Albion
Which
Area
I didn't know that you
Chamber.
had to have a license. So when I ended up on the IATA board, we were trying to like figure out
Yeah.
our social event, and I'm like, well, Glow Bingo is like
Oh,
huge
yeah.
down here. Like, why don't we do something like that? I mean, we were in Springfield that year,
Yeah.
and then Andy Renner, our VP, was like, well, we got to get a license. I'm like, for bingo?
Right. It
I was
seems
not
so silly,
expecting
but it's
that.
like gambling,
Yeah.
right? But I wonder if you like hire someone to come in
Yeah.
if they carry the license, like how the
Yes,
Elks has
that's-
Glow
yep.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little easier, but I'm sure you're paying a premium
Yeah.
to have
Yes.
and he's a lot of fun, the guy that they hire. He's a blast. But this is actually going to be the Elks Lodge as well, April 19th. $40 for 10 rounds of bingo, pulled pork, and a baked potato bar is included. Cash bar will be on site. Doors open at 6. Bingo starts at 7. They're going to have Michael Kors purses, Coach, Kate Spade, and more. So join them for a fun night of bingo and a chance to win a designer bag. I'm not a designer bag kind of girl, but
But I'd win one.
I'd win one. I won't buy one, but my brother-in-law bought me a Coach purse.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it, but like I wouldn't spend that on myself normally, So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I can win one. I think that's a fun little fundraiser. And
I got Tina to design a bag one time.
what'd you get her?
Well, we were at one of those outlet malls, and they had a Coach store, so I went inside and asked for one of their plastic bags.
Tina,
I couldn't afford it.
I got you a Coach bag,
Oh,
babe.
man.
That's funny,
Brian
Mark.
hates like if we're close to an outlet and there's Tory Burch, because I just like.
Is that your?
That's my.
Yeah, it's
Kryptonite.
guilty pleasure there. That's funny. I don't know. I've been out of I've never been a like girly girl or
Right.
stylish, person, but
If I could just wear leggings every day, that's what I would do.
got them on today. Got them on today. That's my go-to outfit for sure. And I especially love it because took my bath last night, put my leggings on, and then you just put your shirt on and you're good to go. It's like pajamas turned into outfit. I know it's probably not,
They don't have a pattern on them, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. 'Cause
I did wear those for a while
otherwise-
too, LuLaRoe, and they were really
Yeah.
popular.
I say then you go to Walmart on Sunday.
Yeah, my
You know.
pattern PJs. Listen.
Wayne County Special.
Yes. There used to be a website like peopleofwalmart.com.
Yes, I remember
Oh, I
that.
know. Those are great.
I do remember that.
Those are great.
Maybe-
When we lived up north, we for a funeral one time, somebody sent somebody a pair of pajama pants with some lottery tickets to the funeral.
Oh
It was
my
like,
God.
Is the funeral at Walmart?
Oh my gosh, that is great.
Oh, man.
Oh, I didn't realize I have to do picks for this. So there is a fundraiser going on right now. And last year it was like 2 winners for $4,000, I think, was what won. But the FCHS volleyball team and FCHS basketball team are putting on a March Madness fundraiser. And I believe it's $25 to
Yeah,
get
it's like
in.
a Survivor League.
Survivor League. You have to pick your picks apparently every day. But yeah, there's a chance to win good money. So get a hold of Coach Snyder, Chet Snyder, or Cody Bailey or Coach Mack, or any of the athletes, and you can get signed up for that. It's a great opportunity to win some money and help them raise some funds for all the tournaments and equipment and things that they need throughout the year. Maybe they can throw Sarah a tip here and there. I don't know if
Sprite
that's
Zero's good
legal.
enough.
Yeah. Or
Maybe
just
a
let
snack.
let her win, or provide snacks. That'd be
Yeah.
great. Listen, we're a lot nicer when we're fed.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Especially as women, I get
We like
hangry.
the hospitality rooms
Yes.
at the
Yes.
postseason at the
Yeah,
tournaments.
we
Yes.
judge schools.
Oh, for sure. We've
Yeah.
talked about it on the air so many times. Like,
Oh yeah.
there's certain games that the guys just
Yep.
like all fight over going to
That's
because they
hysterical.
know, they know
Yeah.
it's a good
Well,
hospitality room.
Carmi.
You had like
know.
fried chicken at one of
Oh,
them.
yeah. Carmi.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, see?
El Dorado has a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Wayne City during the Conrad Allen tournament has a great one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And our Lady Mules volleyball and girls basketball.
Yes.
Holy moly.
I know.
They go all out. I told Jill
Mikhail.
Edwards that she has to continue to always bring her mac and cheese
Yeah.
and her
Oh, yeah.
sloppy joes.
Like, just because Riley's graduating does
Yep,
not
no.
mean you're off the hook.
Exactly.
Jill, sorry about it. You are invested for life, so.
You're a volleyball mom alumni.
Yes,
exactly.
definitely. We start a alumni mulebacker type program, keep all the parents involved. So, oh, that's great. Well, I guess that's all the time we have for today. On Friday at 8:30, we're gonna have Danny from La Fuente.
Chips and salsa.
There you
Woo!
go.
Is he gonna bring us
I don't know.
Some queso.
I mean,
That's right.
Maybe we should message him. We used to do taste tests on here.
Yeah.
So he should bring us like his salsa and like a store-bought salsa or something. See if we can tell
See
the
if we can
difference.
tell the difference. I like that.
Or like his tortilla chips and the restaurant tortilla
Style,
chips.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Restaurant style tortilla chips. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
Or he's got new food ideas. You can do the
Yes, taste
testers.
tests. So we're gonna have Landon on from Fusion later, or in April, I think he's coming on, or later this month.
No, I think it's later.
Later this month.
I don't know. Let me check.
Anyways, he's wanting to introduce some new things over there,
Very
and I said,
cool.
"Hey, perfect opportunity, bring it over. We'll taste test
Let's
because
see.
I've never had anything."
Landon is here on the 29th.
29th, okay, good deal.
All right.
And that'll be good timing. They're gonna have some stuff going on during the solar eclipse weekend too. So
And, they'll be coming out with their property or
Yeah.
their spring menu.
spring menu is out, I believe. But yeah. So, anyways, tune in on Friday for Danny from La Fuente. Danny Zaragoza. Is that how you say it?
Zaragoza.
Zaragoza.
Maybe bring in tacos.
Hey, I'll eat a taco at 8:30 a.m.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I ain't scared at all, man. Maybe a margarita too.
Did you say a margarita 2 or a margarita or 2?
Yeah. I mean, interpret how you want, Danny. Interpret how you want. All right. Thank you all for joining us again. Thank you, Sarah,
Thank
for
you.
being
Yes,
here.
thanks.
We sure appreciate it. And we will see you all on Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. on RJ on the Air. Have a beautiful weekend, everyone.